Hello YouTube! My name is Charlie, I am the Kybocorp intern, and we are back today with another card art critique. This one is thanks to Dark Overlord 22. They specifically requested that we do the face card knights, the three musketeers of face cards, I believe is their official name. I call them the Royal Knights. Kind of hard to find deck profiles of them online because everyone calls them something different, but technically the three musketeers of face cards. So that's the Jack's Knight, King's Knight, Queen's Knight, and all the support that comes with them. Classic monsters from Duel Monsters from the original series, and they got new support over the years, so we actually have quite a lot to look at today. Without further ado, let's dive into it. So starting off, we have one of my personal favorites. It's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to make this list, Arcana Knight Joker. I love the black armor with the gold trim, the gems being all different colors on their crown, on their belts, on their sword, on their armlets too, the shield. Everything about the design of this knight, it looks absolutely insane. It also helps that it's a 3800 attack monster. It's a really unique attack stat with a really unique look to it too. I think Arcana Knight Joker for me is the epitome of what I want these cards to look like. So because of that, that's the first and immediate S tier. It's just one of the craziest looking monsters. I love the design. Anytime you can incorporate black with like a spectrum of colors, like black and rainbow, it's my sweet spot. I'm a very, like I wear black all the time. I'm a kind of more emo-ish kind of aesthetic-y person, but I have a very colorful, bubbly personality. So when I see black with rainbow stuff, like these rainbow gems, it hits a sweet spot as far as my visual preferences. Next up, we have Court of Cards. Court of Cards is really cool because you actually see like the full entire design of Jack, Queen, and the King's Knight. I do like how the King's Knight has this almost ominous glow in their eyes at all times that like, don't even have real eyes. They're just glowing blue beams. Looks really tough. Looks very bulky and powerful. Jack's Knight is definitely the most like kind of like well-rounded. They look very strong and built, but maybe not too like agile, whereas Queen's Knight comes in with a bit more of the curves in the helmet, a bit more of a smoother design, whereas Jack is very sharp and angular and attack focused. Queen kind of shows up looking a bit more defensive, a bit of a curve in the hilt too in the sword. But I do have to say, I just love the fact that you're seeing all three of the main knights here front and center, walking out of the court into the battlefield. They're all ready to go. They got the suits on their shield. They got diamond gloves, spades, hearts. You got the diamond and Jack's shield. You got some kind of other design in King's shield. But anyways, all cool stuff, all unique designs, and you're seeing them all fully in this artwork. So for that one, I gotta give this an A tier. They all look great. They're all shining in their own way in this one. For the next one, you have kind of a card that doesn't actually, it fits the archetype perfectly, but not perfectly at the same time. It's Arcana Knight Extra Joker. The main problem with this card is it doesn't mention Jack's, Queen's, and King's Knight, so it doesn't synergize with some of the support. But I do have to say, if you're gonna call yourself an Arcana monster, you gotta look badass, and this card does look badass. Instead of being black with the gold trim, it's white with gold trim, so a bit more unique there. You have still kind of like a purplish hair that's flowing out, but you also have the gold locks that almost look like the king. This almost looks like a powered up King's Knight, honestly. You have the glowing blue eyes as well too. It's a neat card. It doesn't quite do the same thing as Arcana Knight Joker, both effect wise and look wise for me. So I think it's not going to be quite an S tier, but I will definitely put it in A. Absolutely menacing looking card. Definitely looks very, very tough, and I like the design. So we're going to put Extra Joker in A. Actually, above Court of Cards, though. Above Court of Cards. We're going to put that right there. All right. Face Card Fusion. I mentioned in the Cyber Dragon deck profile that I'm not the biggest fan of when polymerization retrains just kind of do the polymerization art, but they throw in like a basic design for the whatever monster the archetype specifically is talking about. But Face Card Fusion doesn't really do that. This is the most customized polymerization out of any normal fusion spell I think I've seen. The fact that they really went all out in the playing card deck style, where they're all looking sideways. They all look like cards you might see like in a playing deck. If they made your standard deck of playing cards with the Kings, Queens, and Knight art design, they would look just like this. So I love that they went all out in the theme. You have all the suites or the suits all around in the spiral as well, and the famous back that is represented in all of the artworks for the knights too. So iconic. I love it. I think I'm putting this one also in an A, but below Extra Joker and above Court of Cards. All right, for the next card, we have the monster that's 2-in-1. We have Imperial Bower. Imperial Bower is kind of like you split one of the Joker monsters into two. You have the symbols for the color schemes for the two. I forget if they're called something special in cards, but the two colors, you have black, you have white, and then they both have the spades on the top, but also the diamond and the club on the other end of the staff. You have kind of like the twin look, but like I said, like they're inverse with the red and the black, so they're almost mirror reflections of themselves, like negative reflections of themselves. I love the creepy face that the Jokers have. I really like that almost like mechanical, not quite human, sort of cyborgy design. And their crowns and their hats look really cool. I gotta hand it to them for a card that isn't the most wanted to see one in the archetype as far as when you're playing it. It has its uses, but it's not the best. The artwork is insane. I think actually I'm gonna put this one in S tier as well. It's gonna be below Arcana, but I think that Imperial Bower is going to be a low S tier for me. I love the art design. I absolutely love it. All right, next up, we have Jack's Knight. Jack's Knight looks very stoic, I should say. Almost like, not quite a Mona Lisa frown, but just looking very knightly. Looking like one of those knights that you can't make laugh, or they can't like move an inch at all. Very much at their post. But I've seen how cool of a design Jack has in cards like Court of Cards. So I know this could have been better. I think I'm going to put Jack's Knight probably in a C tier for me. The armor's cool, the shield's cool, but the pose is very much just like a portrait, which I get kind of fits the theme, like a royal portrait, but could be better. Could be better. C tier for Jack's Knight. For Joker Straight, once again, another cool card that shows all three of the main knights in some kind of cool actiony pose. So this time they're all joining swords, getting ready to bring each other out, and hopefully then go into Arcana, kind of combining their forces together. And really cool call to arms moment. Not quite as good as Court of Cards, because Court of Cards feels like a badass entrance. This one doesn't feel quite the same as far as energy goes, but it's good. I'm probably going to put Joker Straight in B tier. B tier for the not quite as badass pose, but still call to arms looks neat. Next, we have Joker's Wild. This card is really cool. If you have the playmat that was released, the official Yu-Gi-Oh! Playmat for this card, I'm a bit jealous. This card looks awesome. So you have Joker themselves showing up with the three cards in their hand that they could represent at any time. So it's kind of like they're holding your deck saying, all right, do you want me to be Queen's Knight? Do you want me to be Jack's Knight? Or do you want me to be King's Knight? I can be any one of them. So that kind of cool pose, flaunting their skill, very swaggery, and the cool hat, the design that Joker has too. I'm probably going to put Joker's Wild in A tier. That one's not too hard for me. We're going to put that probably above Face Card Fusion. Yeah, above Face Card Fusion. Now for Joker's Knight themselves. Joker's Knight, cool pose, once again. Like they have the sword and the shield. I do really like that you can see he has kind of like the same mask that he wears and that Imperial Bower wears in the hilt of their sword. I'll zoom in the video so you can see it a bit better. And then once again, you have the suits in the shield. You have the hearts and the cloves, the diamond down below as well. You got the knee pads that are the spades and the heart. What else? You got this cool checkerboard feel, like the card feel, and the collar. The backs, of course, in the background as always. I'm missing any other details. The crown that they have is very cool. Once again, you can really see how Imperial Bower is essentially the Joker split into two. Joker's crown has two spikes. Imperial Bower has the one down the middle. Joker has the two kind of more gestury hat look. The Imperial Bowers have the one single spike coming down the back. Not quite as good as Joker's Wild, because I do like the flaunting of the skill about picking any of the three cards to be the name for, but I like it a lot. So I'm going to put Joker probably below Face Card Fusion, but above Court of Cards. Because I do like Joker more than any of the original designs. So even with all three together, I still like Joker more. All right, King's Knight. King's Knight is, like I've been saying, the most bulky and badass, like just raw, powerful looking one that there is. The look in the eye is very menacing. Huge armor, big shield, big sword. The hilt on the sword always kind of confused me on King's Knight though. It looks almost like they have like a video game screen on their sword hilt. Once again, I'll zoom in the video so you can see a bit better what I'm talking about. Looks like they have an LED screen with a diamond showing up on it, and the hilt edges look kind of like a hammer, like one of those toy hammers that you like bonk kids with. Not quite like what I love the pose. I love the pose, but the sword just looks odd to me. I really don't like King's Knight's sword. It's affecting my opinion of the card, honestly. I think that we're gonna put it, if he had a really cool sword like Jack's Knight, it'd probably be A tier. But because of the goofy sword, I'm putting it in B. I really am. I'm gonna put it in below Joker straight, but still in B tier. All right, Queen's Knight, the last of the OGs. Queen's Knight, I love the blue background. I love that you have a much more curved kind of design. The helmet's a lot more smooth. You have the shoulder pads being a bit more curved as well. The hilt of the sword being curved and not angular. Just seems like a unique design compared to the two other ones. Jack's Knight and King's Knight, definitely more offensive looking. But Queen's Knight to me shows up a bit more as like support as far as the design of the card. I like how, I mean, honestly, and I'm realizing just now how long Queen's Knight hair is. Her hair goes way down, even below her butt. So you have like super long flowing blonde hair. I like that you have the heart in her hair piece. It's like a hair piece for a heart right in her forehead. And then you have the spade right above in the helmet. Am I missing any other motifs? You have the heart in the cuffs, which is neat as well. We mentioned the shield having the suits in the Court of Cards review. And then also another checkerboard collar. Do the other knights have the checkerboard collar piece? They don't. King has a weird zigzag design. Jack doesn't at all. But Queen has a really cool checkerboard collar piece, once again, like the Joker does. I'm probably going to put Queen above King for sure. Because I like the sword. Nothing I'm really complaining about too much. Just kind of like a good, clean design. So middle of B sounds good to me. Royal Straight Slasher. The boss monster that, this might be a hot take, I do not personally jive with. The helmet, very unique. It's got the Joker mask, but a very unique hat/helmet design. The diamond in the forehead, the heart in the chest, heart in the hilt of the sword. Very, very simple sword design. Very simple like hilt design with the basic sword look. Not too much happening though. There's not really any other card motifs in the artwork. You have the classic backs showing up in the background, but for a boss monster, I think Royal Straight Slasher could be more. Clean design, but I wish there was a bit more. I wish it was busier in the armor, like Arcana Knight Joker and Arcana Extra Joker. It just seems too plain. It seems too plain to me. You got diamonds in the shoulder pads. I see that too now. It's just not enough. I'm gonna put Royal Straight Slasher. Wow, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually gonna put it below Jack's Knight. I like Jack's Knight more. It's just, you know, I really think that Royal Straight Slasher just does not have enough going on. So C tier. My least favorite card in the entire set, Royal Straight. It's just playing cards. They didn't even make them look cool to represent the cards that you're using. It's just a wrinkly hand playing some basic ass playing cards. F tier. They could have made the designs in the cards be the ones from Face Card Fusion and like really look good. But they decided, nope, basic playing cards. Why not? Just show that they have a Royal Straight. They'll know what the rest is from there. Not a fan. F tier, and I'm not gonna apologize for it. Thunder Speed Summon. I do not play this card in my Royal Knight deck because Slifer the Sky Dragon kind of bricks me a lot. So I'm mainly playing it more as a light warrior toolbox. So Thunder Speed Summon doesn't show up too much, but I'm looking at it carefully now, and it's cool. Like, I know it's supposed to be kind of like Slifer coming in, but you don't see the twin mouths, you just see the one mouth. It's almost hard to tell this is Slifer. Like, if you didn't read the card effect and you showed this to somebody and you said, yo, like, what's a popular Yu-Gi-Oh monster that this card looks like to you? Or like, what popular Yu-Gi-Oh monster do you think is being represented in this artwork? I do not think they would say Slifer the Sky Dragon. It's just poorly represented. I like the lightning. It matches the card name Thunder Speed Summon, but the artwork could be better. It could have been a cooler design for what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a lightning, thundering Slifer, but it just kind of looks like a regular old bolt that looks kind of like a dragon. I'm gonna put it in D tier, actually. It could have been better. It could have been a lot better. All right, last but not least, not most either, but not least, Arcana Knight Triumph Joker. A gorgeous design. I'll say that right out of the gate. Drossfry, hey, Matt. Drossfry says Royal Straight looks like it was made for the show to be easy to animate. Yeah, oh my god, seriously, right? Like, all right, all one color, basic blue. We'll slap these on there. That way, not too busy. We can animate a full set of frames and not have to worry about too much work. It totally looks like that. Arcana Knight Triumph Joker looks like the opposite of that. This card has so much going on. You'll really see, for everyone that's live on Twitch right now, you'll see in the video when I blow it up, just how busy this art is. It's gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful art. The sword has gems not only in the hilt, but even up the main blade down the middle. You have the checkerboard design, not in the collar this time, but down in the trim along the torso and down past the almost tunic, not tunic part, the waistband that falls down below her waist. The shield, incredibly detailed, beautiful design of the gold trim around the edges. You have the gems also beautifully placed within the shield. Gems on the shoulder pads. The heart is still the same for Queen's Knight. So I was saying earlier how I think that the Arcana Knight Extra Joker is kind of like a buffed up King's Knight. Triumph Joker definitely seems like a buffed up Queen's Knight. Almost no denying that. Same or at least similar helmet. Still curvy, but they added some flair to it. They really made it seem as if it's not just a defensive monster, but very powerful and offensive as well. I'm honestly looking at it a lot more now, and it's higher than what I would have initially rated it at. This is the reason why I blow up these pictures for myself and for the YouTube video, is that looking at these small little tier list frames, I can't see everything, but now that I'm really putting a lot of attention into this artwork, it's absolutely stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. I think we're putting this in S tier. We're finishing it off. I said not most, and it's not most, because Arcana Knight Joker to me is still chef's kiss, peak design. But the only monster that can be second to Arcana Knight Joker is Arcana Knight Triumph Joker. We're putting it right below the main one, the original one. Just an absolutely beautiful design. Another card that I don't play in my build for the deck because I end up bricking with it more than it being helpful to summon out. But I'll definitely get it for my collection because it's a beautiful card and beautiful design. Now, this has to be the most diverse card art critique ranking we have done yet. And I'm looking at it and I think we're locking it in. But thank you for sticking around for the video. For everyone that's here live on Twitch, I appreciate all of you. And for everyone that's watching the video on YouTube, if you liked any of my ratings or if you disagreed with anything and you want to let me know in the comments, sound off down below. I'd really appreciate hearing from you guys down there. If you found the video or myself entertaining, click the thumbs up button down there as well. And lastly, if you want to be in the loop for any more videos that we do, whether it be replays, card art critiques, or deck profiles, click subscribe and the notification bell, and that way you'll be notified whenever any stuff gets dropped on this channel. Come join the streams if you can make it, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday. Anyways, that's the video. Thank you all for sticking around. I have to get back to work, and you all got to take care of each other. Peace.